if you don't know, Joe Budden on the Joe Budden podcast last week, Marc Lamont and Queenzflip got into a spat.
Almost got in the fisticuffs.
Almost like, yes. So this is what happens when you have a bunch of niggas in a room. Like, it's just meant to happen. It's gonna happen. Like a bunch of niggas with dicks competing, you know what I'm saying, over, you know what I'm saying, the microphone. It's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It's just nature. But what came out of it was that Marc Lamont got out of character.
I don't think he got out of character.
No, I don't think so either, because I seen Marc, you know what I'm saying, spazzing before. But people look at Marc Lamont as the scholar, this educated black man. They look at him like he don't belong on the Joe Budden podcast. They are idiots up there. He's way better than them and stuff like that. Which I'm going to say something real quick. I'm going to dive off that. We get back to Marc and Flip. What I don't like is the disrespect of Joe Budden. Disrespect as his platform, who he is to the media, who he is to the culture, who he is to us.
Yeah.
So what do you mean disrespect? Who disrespected him?
So Angela Rye and what's the Native Land podcast?
Native Land podcast.
So they go on their podcast, and basically Angela Rye is a friend of Marc Lamont.
Okay.
Colleague and great friend. And it was some mayor, ex-mayor, or governor or whatever, and there's a black lady and two black guys. And one of the black guys, he was like, you know, he was kind of defending him, like, you know, I don't think he's better, you know, he's too good to be up there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think he's up there because he wants to be there. And the one chick basically was saying like he dumped himself down
By being
on Joe Budden's podcast. And she kept saying, I don't know much about them. I don't know much about them, but assuming that they dumb.
Yeah.
She said it's not. Joe Budden's podcast is not in her ministry, so she's
not in her ministry, but go on to speak on something that she doesn't know. But what happened is that, telling Marc Lamont, come home, Marc. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should have got a job. You should be still with CNN. You should be, listen, Marc Lamont is where he needs to be.
He's educating people.
He's not just educating people, he's learning from everyone. Everybody up on Joe Budden podcast is successful.
Mm-hmm.
From Queenzflip. People see Queenzflip's antics and he be wilding out, but he's a very successful guy. He makes a lot of money. He's smart. He's brilliant. Not everybody has to go the scholarship route or go get a degree to be considered, you know what I'm saying, successful.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a different type of creator, different type of mind to figure some shit out, to even be able to get on that level as Flip.
Yeah.
Ish. In real estate since he was young.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know too much about Ice, but I'm pretty sure he's okay.
Yeah.
Parks. Even Joe himself, you know what I'm saying? Like, people look at Joe Budden. I look at Joe Budden as one of the pioneers of this shit, man.
Yeah,
Joe Budden had brought a lot of information, a lot of awareness. Joe Budden brought a lot of laughs, a lot of... The disrespect that he gets from our people is wild.
Well, so it's the old adage, you know what I mean? Niggas always looked at Joe as a corny nigga. He, even as a rapper, he was always one of the best lyricists when he was out, but because the way he carried himself, people always looked at him a certain way. He was always looked at as a corny nigga. But my take on the whole Flip and
Before you go into the Flip, I just want to get back to Joe. We can get back to that. I'll let you ISO on that one, because I know how you feel about Flip and everything like that. But I just feel like over the times, I feel like people dig on Joe. And like Joe said, like, yo, I'm transparent with you guys. I allow you to see my mistakes, see my growth. You know what I'm saying? See where my missteps at and how I correct it. You can learn from me. Marc learned from him. Everybody learns from this guy. You know what I'm saying? But he is a big deal. He had top dogs on his podcast. You know what I'm saying? He brought people in there, even though it's a revolving door, but he brought people in there that played a part and brought something different that we learned from.
Definitely.
So when Angela Rye said all the shit about Joe and he's this and that, but then she goes and be on Charlemagne show. Charlemagne's her friend.
So she just contradicted herself, basically.
Right, like Charlemagne's just, he always be who Charlemagne is. No, Charlemagne was wild. Charlemagne was sniffing people's seats. Charlemagne was, you know what I'm saying? Charlemagne is no different from Joe. They are the two. They the two alike. If you want to ask me, they 1A, 1B. But that's you contradict yourself. Like you can't say that and then turn around and go on Charlemagne's show and do and I just feel like everybody kicking Joe back in, and because Marc Lamont is there because Marc Lamont wanted to be up there. He could put Marc Lamont in a position where not a lot of people knew Marc was like this. You always thought he was a CNN nigga.
Yeah, that's what I knew him as.
You know what I'm saying? Or the NBC nigga or the Fox News nigga. Nobody really know who he was. Like, to see another light of Marc is kind of like, oh, I really like this guy.
Yeah.
Because he from Philly. He got that edge. He's witty. He's smart. And then Marc still be talking that shit. He can hold his own. So don't act like Marc up there getting bullied. Marc be talking shit.
Yeah, he ain't gonna let nobody bully him.
He one of them smart niggas that you gotta listen to him real closely because he'll send some jabs at you. And niggas been catching it lately. He said, what he told the nigga? He said, I'm not using tricky words.
He said, you like to use tricky words. He said, no, I use regular words that's tricky to you.
Yeah, so that was the funniest shit. Like, but anyway, no, but I ain't liked how they came at her. But you want to talk about this?
Yeah,
Queenzflip.
My thing with it, like, I like Flip. I think Flip's funny, but I think people like him, I'm trying to say this in the most respectful way possible. People like him, you have to be aware of because his big thing was you sitting there and you kissing up this and that. Nigga, he's doing his job. Facts. Because you're lazy and don't want to do extra stuff. So look at it this way. Just because you have the same job don't mean you're supposed to get paid the same way. So I'm the newest person at my job and I get the reason why I get paid because I do a great job. Any advice, so I'm in any finance that I work with, any finance are there if they have an opening, they want to work with me because I have a reputation of getting stuff done right, getting stuff done on time. You don't have to follow up with me. You know what I mean? And that's my reputation. So that's why I get paid what I get paid. And the way Flip was saying, like, you trying to kiss up, Marc's not kissing up. He's doing his job. He's going above and beyond doing more because at the end of the day, I'm making myself more valuable so I can get paid more. So like if you look at it from a sports perspective. So say I'm a wide receiver. I'm the best wide receiver on the team, right? Say the second best wide receiver just got a deal this year and my deal's up next year.
I'm going to get more.
What do you think I'm going to go when it's time to negotiate? I'm going to say wide receiver number 2 is getting paid this. I am better than wide receiver number 2, and I'm more valuable than wide receiver number 2.
But was it about money?
I want to get paid this. I don't know. I know Flip said something about he was saying that he was trying to kick people's back in because he wanted more money and this and that.
Well, it was kind of that, but that's where Joe basically instigated it, and Joe was out of pocket. Because
and that's what I said. Joe was wrong too.
It started because Joe said that Marc has conversations behind. He pulls him to the side and says shit like, pay me more and cut and pay what was it? I want to say it was Flip and Ish less, even if you gotta pay them less. So
now I don't think he said that. I think what he was saying is if you pay me more, I don't care where the money is coming from.
But what I'm saying
is
that's Marc corrected Joe and said, yeah, that wasn't what I said. I said this is what I want. Whatever you have to do, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
So, but Joe put names in it. Yeah. And then they were like, that's what it was orchestrated. You know what I mean? Yeah. The drama was kind of orchestrated or whatever.
And that's what I said where Joe was wrong. Yeah.
I mean, but that's what guys do. Like, I feel like
But the whole point is, if I'm worth this much, I don't care where the money is coming from. If I'm wide receiver number 1, if you gotta not pay a defensive end, that's not my job.
But I don't
you pay me what I'm worth.
That's where the problem is, right? It's a difference between me going in the office and saying, hey, this is what I feel like I'm worth and I want X amount of dollars, than me actually going in and saying, cut Mike's pay and pay me this.
Well, we know Marc ain't come in there and say cut their pay.
Well, that's what Joe was saying, and that's why they responded, and then Marc responded to them. It was orchestrated, right? So that's what so it was orchestrated. So
yeah,
that's what that was the beginning of it. And he was like, oh, you do sneaky shit. And that's when he said, that's what kind of brought that about.
He was telling him, he's like, you do sucker shit. If I tell you something is disrespectful to me and you keep saying it, now we have a problem. Yeah. I don't care how you're saying it. If I say it's semantics. It's like if a nigga You're not gonna let no man call you a bitch, right?
Yeah, no.
But if a nigga say you acting like a bitch, you taking it as
Yeah,
him calling
as
you a
a
bitch,
bitch,
right?
yeah.
So it's the same way.
It's the thing of boundaries, period. Like,
Yeah.
if I say it doesn't have to make sense to you, it doesn't have to be valid with you. If I say this is what I don't like and you continue to do it, then there's
There's
going to
more
be
of a
a
problem.
problem.
But Flip got this thing. I'm sorry, but Flip got this thing where he wants to bully people. You know what I'm saying? And he's been doing that since he got there. But that's his stick.
Yeah, well,
But-
yeah, that's what he does. He'll sit up there and like
He
bring up
antagonized.
off camera shit and
he
like
he wants to go against authority.
just crazy. He's mad immature.
Like, cause for example, if him and Ian have a conversation that Joe probably told Ian, like, talk to Flip about something.
Yeah.
Instead of listening to Ian, he will hang up and call Joe. So he wants to do it the way he wants to do it. He want to run the show the way he wants to run it. When he first came in, yes, he brought a different flavor and everything like that. But he's flipping. He doesn't bring anything else. Because sometimes in the podcast, he's quiet.
Yeah, a lot of topics he's just quiet.
He don't talk that much. He's just there. He's there to start shit. He's there to fuck with Joe and play with Joe. I think Joe, because Webb and Nitty is his brother, and you know what I'm saying, he put Joe on. Yeah. So I think Joe owe a debt to his brothers.
Yeah.
That's why I'm looking at it like that. You want to be clear. You want to be real. Like, I think it's just because he's family.
Yeah.
So he like, I don't really need you, but because of your people, I'm going to hold you down. But I can say Marc is probably the best one that he has.
He's by far.
And I understand why he said, yo, nigga, I have brought so many eyes to this podcast.
He has. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I really watch now because of Marc. Like,
and when he's not there, I feel like, damn.
Yeah, and not even that, he brings a whole different demographic.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? He introduces a new audience to the Joe Budden podcast because people that followed Marc before Joe Budden. But this is the thing too. Also, I think another problem, like, that's a big problem between Angela Rye and the Native Land podcast and Joe Budden's is like is class, right? People think because they're educated that you're less class, whatever. Like you said, Joe Budden is successful in many ways, right? He's
most successful people don't have a college degree.
Yeah, because maybe he doesn't have formal education or whatever. So it was a thing that made Angela Rye, like, people kind of look at Angela Rye and her host a certain type of way because it's like it was very judgmental on their part. You get what I'm saying? And even for Marc, like, kind of like what Tay was saying, I feel like with him being the way he was, I felt like he said that people had reached out to him and they said, remember who you are. I feel like that is part of who Marc is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't take that out of somebody. People think because you show up for work and you're professional that you don't have other sides, or you can't be layered, or you can't be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't be
Mike.
Like Mike, exactly. Perfect example. I'm pretty sure the version we know of you is nothing like the version when you're able to code switch.
Setting, in your
you're
work
able
setting,
to code switch.
Oh yeah,
you're able
work,
to
they would never know I'm like this at work.
Yeah. So my thing is, I don't think it was fair for them to say, remember who you are because of how he was and because of that little altercation or whatever, because that is part of who
and they said,
is.
Nigga,
because he's not supposed to let nobody
you didn't
walk
give them
over.
a job. Like, you didn't give him a job. Like, I gave him the job. He said, and then Joe said it. He said, Marc is here because I want him here and I need him here. And Marc is here because he wants to be here. Like, that's the difference. If he wants to be, why do you didn't hire him? Why you didn't bring him over there?
Yeah.
And then another, like, small part of that is people were getting on Mona, right? I seen a lot of people saying, like, and I mean, maybe I just,
Mike don't like Mona.
I love Mona.
She don't do nothing for me, is what I'm saying.
And you're right. I listen to the pod. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie.
She don't do nothing for me.
She doesn't. She's better
hilarious.
by herself. She better with her
She's hilarious. I love how she stay on their neck. And like with the whole situation with Mona, people were like, oh, Mona was annoying. Oh, Mona was, because she was yelling.
So she was like, I'm scared.
I'm scared. And so I was like, but
we know she ain't scared.
But it was a tactic. It was a smart tactic to get her to kind of like, okay, I'm a woman and she's aware of her position. Like if I say I'm scared, then maybe they'll stop.
Yeah,
she's just trying to control and
she was telling him to grab Mark. She
she was telling him. He did.
I didn't 2 fingers.
Well, yeah, Mark ain't that
2
big.
fingers.
Mark ain't that big.
He barely.
And then I'm telling you, one thing about Queenzflip, he's a pump faker. Like that nigga is not tough. He that rah shit. That's some insecurity shit.
Yeah.
That's always insecure. I gotta watch niggas that do that.
Anybody that's loud, I don't believe nothing.
Like, you a sucker, nigga. You's a bitch, nigga. Da-da-da-da. And then like he's not like that, man. You got some killers in your back, like in front. Pause. You got some killers that you ran around with. Some street niggas, but Flip he's a gentle guy. Like he's nice. And like what I'm saying, like, yo, nigga, Flip got an elevator in his house. Flip kids are well educated. So you gotta be careful trying to say people are dumb just because you see them, they not scholars or they not educated or they don't have degrees and shit like that. That's fucked up. And that's a mistake on your part.
Yeah. And
you never know what somebody has or what somebody accomplished because degrees that means you're in debt. That don't mean shit to me.
Yeah. And how many times are y'all gonna like? Y'all have a whole clique of friends. Like y'all have a big clique. Mike, you have a bunch of brothers. That's going to happen. You're going to have arguments. That's going to happen. Yeah. They not going to really hurt each other. It wasn't okay. They got into an argument. That's what they do. Men argue. They talk shit. And it's going to happen when you have how many of them? It's like 6 of them.
Yeah, it's like 6 dudes up
there. That's going to happen.
I really think like a lot of niggas up there. I think they jealous of Mark.
Oh, I don't think they jealous.
I think
that because I really Ice is like yo.
I don't think Ice is.
No, Ice like yo. I'm in a position. I'm good. I'm better than what the fuck I used to be, and I think.
Jealous or intimidated?
Both. I think they're intimidated by him.
I think Ish is like. I got my own shit.
Nah, I think Ish is intimidated by Mark.
Oh, Ish? So? Oh, my God.
Yeah, I think he's intimidated by Mark.
Stand Ish.
Listen, I'm not about to talk about this my podcast all day.
No,
I'm not. Yeah, we got our own. Hey, shout out to Joe. Shout out to them niggas. Shout out to Mona. Is Mona, I heard she got a 90-day contract. So
I don't know.
It's not forever. And bring back Melissa Ford.
Yeah, but we gotta get to the bottom of what happened with Mel, man.
I heard some things. Anyway.
I like Mel on there. I think she's good. on it.
I think they tried to pressure her to talk about her past, and she really didn't want to be messy. And I think that's what they thought she was going to be like. You know what I'm saying? But once you squeeze that juice and that juice run out, then what do you have?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what
she's educated on a lot of topics because when they do let her talk and get words in, like when it's like topics of what's going on, like.
But was she there to be educated, or was she there because of her connections and because?
I don't know.
I think she got there because she was an eye candy. Honestly.
And she was eye candy, and she's her connections.
But the thing is, like I said, I like her personality. I like her on there. She was a mix because remember, this was before Mark even got there. Mm-hmm. So she was like one of the people that talked about a lot of the intelligent topics. And then when Mark got there, a lot of times it was her, Ish, and Mark on the topics.
And then Joe, we'll go back before we get off. Joe he does antagonize shit. He starts shit. Like even with her, with the Ish and her relationship type shit. Like he likes to stir up shit, and I think he stirred that shit up with Ish. Marc Lamont and Flip. But yeah, man. It is what it is. He put that shit on Patreon and he made money off the shit, so it's a win-win for them.
Yeah.